You understand how this works, and you understand what's at stake. And like here on Bloomberg Tech, right, I want to start with Taiwan, because for a very long time you've been coming on this program, and we've been talking about Taiwan in the context of America's dependence on that nation for semiconductor supply, right? I'm literally talking about TSMC and the manufacturing footprint in Taiwan, apologies. Have we learned anything new here on Taiwan? What did you make of President Xi's statement, I suppose, through the state agency?
Nothing's new here. I think the position that China has taken on Taiwan being really important to them when it comes to U.S.-China relations has been the case for quite some time. We know that General Secretary Xi Jinping has been pressuring the president on arms sales to Taiwan for a while, so that's not new at all. And neither is the United States' position on maintaining the status quo. As Secretary Rubio said, there's been no change on the U.S. position here with regards to Taiwan, but as you had mentioned, you know, the ties between Taiwan and the United States are strong. They run deep. Semiconductors are a critical piece of that, and there's been a lot of collaboration with TSMC building out here in the United States increasingly more over time. And I think ultimately the status quo hasn't changed.
A red headline on the Bloomberg terminal just before we came on air. President Trump saying that President Xi offered help on Iran and pledged not to send weapons to Iran. The president has said that it wouldn't be an important topic of conversation. But actually, if you look at like what markets are saying and what people are saying on socials, it's a key issue, particularly on how it would have a bearing on the Strait of Hormuz.
It's been one of several key issues. I think it's not surprising that they talked about Iran. It was looming over this entire 36-hour summit. The fact that you had mentioned this breaking news that President Xi is going to stop supporting the Iranian regime is a positive step, and I think one that the United States would welcome. So again, not surprising. And I think overall the big picture on this is, you know, this is a 36-hour summit, and on all of these agenda items, and ultimately micro movements in a much bigger picture here of the United States and its long-term view to achieve the golden age of America and retain our leadership across the world. And China is on its own path to China rejuvenation. And the big question is who gets there first? And did the 36 hours in this summit help the United States move incrementally faster toward our vision?
I just want to disclose to the Bloomberg Tech audience that President Trump, in those comments about Iran and President Xi's commitment for Iran, that was part of a Fox News interview, a clip that Bloomberg reviewed. Michelle, would you kindly draw on your experience from participating in the first Trump administration? What does it take to put a delegation like this together that includes Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, picking them up in Alaska for the refuel stop on Air Force One and taking the world's most important tech CEOs to China as part of a high-stakes meeting between President Trump and President Xi?
Yeah, these things take a lot of preparation historically, and especially in terms of what you want the meetings to be about, the readouts coming out of these meetings. However, I will say this type of delegation is unprecedented. And I think if you look at how the president has been agile and maybe non-traditional in his work, so are these tech CEOs. They move fast and they're disruptive, and it's easy to hop on a plane in Alaska and go to China. So I'd say, you know, there's a lot of planning at the same time with this administration, with these types of disruptive tech leaders. There's also a lot of room for ad-libbing and improvisation, and I think that's what we're seeing here.